In this video, I'm going to break down all of the ways that my favorite luxury brands make content. Specifically, I'm going to be discussing these 4 pillars: e-commerce content, editorial content, lifestyle content, and founder content. My name's Chris Drago. I run a brand called Pathos of Things. I've been running it for about 5 years. And I'm making videos on YouTube about my process. My goal with making these videos is to get 1% better every day at creative directing and art directing. Also, I'm repping the Rams today because they won last night. But I digress. Again, we're going to cover e-commerce content, editorial content, lifestyle content, and founder content. Starting with e-commerce content. Typically for e-commerce content, I create a shot list of 10 images per product. Usually, I split those into 2 groups, flat lay and on model. For flat lay, you just need a front photo, a back photo, a detail 1, and a detail 2. This could be the front of a jacket, back of a jacket, highlight the zippers, and then maybe highlight the stitching or the tag. For on model, front view full length, back view full length, side view or alternate pose. Sometimes this looks great if you zoom in, and then just detail photos. Pretty simple. I like to put my own photos from my own projects into Figma boards next to photos of brands that inspire me, which really helps me to analyze what I can improve. I'm going to be doing a little bit of an exercise with this video as well, where I will be comparing my own project to those that I aspire to be like. Here are some of the e-commerce photos for my brand, Pathos of Things, that were shot in 2022 by Bishop Elegino. I highly recommend checking him out. The first thing I noticed when I put these photos in here is that every photo in this grid was taken on the same day, except for this one. So it's not quite color matched with the photos that went up on the website directly next to this photo. I ended up doing a separate shoot just for the product photos about a month before I did the shoot for the e-commerce photos and the lookbook. So that's why it looks different. Next time I will shoot product photos and model photos on the same day with the same camera and the same color grading. And that way it'll look more consistent. Ambush, which is one of my favorite brands, has something similar going on. I can't quite tell if this is a different location, but you can definitely see this line separating the photos because the backgrounds are different. That also happens with my photos because this model was standing in 2 different spots and maybe the camera was in a different location for both of these photos. So that's why that happened. But otherwise, these look really clean. I think in comparison to my own, maybe I would have cleaned up the background a little bit. As you can see, there's still some dirt. This didn't really get cleaned up in post. The shoes didn't really get cleaned up in post. They're a little dirty. That maybe was a little on purpose. I think that kind of was part of the aesthetic, but I think for the future, I'd like it to be more clean. As you can see here, this is super clean. No shoe tracks or dirt, anything like that. I'd say the lighting that was used in this ambush shoot is pretty similar to the lighting for the Pathos shoot. Hard lighting, big undiffused light. It creates this hard shadow, like you can see here too. And as you can see, it creates a hard shadow against the model here as well. Next, we'll look at Prada. This is probably the most aspirational brand. This is like the top of the top, in my opinion. What I noticed right away is that the lighting is much softer here, but they do exaggerate the shadows on the product photography, which I did not do. In fact, I actually removed the shadows from the product photography in my photos. There's great full body model shots, as well as the close zoom and product detail shots, and then this amazing model portrait here as well. These are all on the website, on the product page. Amiri, very similar. Notice how the background here in all these photos blends very nicely together, and it also blends very nicely with the background in these product photos. That means that these were all probably shot with the model standing in the same location, cameras on a tripod, and then in post-production, there was likely some color grading that made the backgrounds extremely consistent across all the photos. Backgrounds can easily diffuse together. If I were to put all these photos together, you wouldn't be able to draw a line where the border is. With ambush photos and the Pathos photos, you can really draw this line separating the backgrounds in the product photos. With Represent, everything is sized very uniform and scaled very uniform. And then they use a consistent type scale for all of the product information. If you haven't watched my video about design systems, I highly recommend checking that out. I talk about type scales there. And then very straightforward model shots with diffuse lighting, no hard shadows. Lighting is pretty even across the face, and it's really crisp, so you could see those product details. Okay, so those were e-commerce photos that live on the product pages and the homepage of the website. These can be posted on social media, but that's not really their primary function. Their primary function is just to sell clothes. And the main reason behind shooting everything against a white background is to eliminate all distractions from the clothes. Okay, now let's talk about e-commerce video. These are videos that can be shot on the same day as the e-commerce photos and also live on product pages. You'll also see a lot of e-commerce video show up in the form of vertical content on Instagram Reels or TikTok. I'm going to give several examples of vertical short form content for e-commerce. Here's represent. These are the videos that are on the product pages. Very clean, white background, focusing on the model. Model isn't doing anything crazy. They're acting naturally. They're not like a stiff mannequin. Here, same kind of vibe. With this video, it's just a slow panning shot on a model against a white cyclorama background. These unboxing style videos go crazy on Instagram, but they also are great for your website and for any product pages. Here's another unboxing style video for a pair of jeans. Very simple, quick cuts. They have some of the best vertical short form content. It's shot on a DSLR. They slowly pull the garment out of the bag and highlight the product details. It's amazing. Elwood is really good at the 4-second video. This is just a photo opportunity that they turn into a short form video opportunity. It's super simple. This will work perfect on product pages. Factory and production videos are underrated and not enough brands do this. This is really good for building trust with the consumer. When a consumer gets to see hands-on how the products are made, it creates a lot of trust. Found is a great company that does behind the scenes manufacturing style videos. Here's an example from Tom Bogo. It's like a BTS iPhone style, hanging out with friends at the shoot. I think this is amazing. It's super simple, but it's super easy to shoot. The editing is not the most appealing aspect here. The clothes and the fact that it's a bunch of friends hanging out is what's so appealing about it. Here's another great example where it shows a slideshow of the finished product and then iPhone style BTS of shooting the product and then getting the camera in the shot. Super cool, super simple, super easy. Okay, so that's e-commerce. Now we're going to go over editorial. The goal of editorial photography is to look like a glossy page in a luxury magazine. The primary functions are for press, blog, and magazine features, Instagram story ads, and the website lookbook, or a physical lookbook if you're making those. Here's some of my favorite editorial photography, starting with the brand PDF. This is from PDF's Fall/Winter 2024 campaign. Super art directed, color matching logo to product. The set design makes it feel like winter. The storm in the background is angled, the same as these poles and the model's posture. And then you have specific logos, typography, fonts, font weight, and font size. Here's another photo from that same lookbook. Everything is color matched. This outfit follows a very specific color palette. Set design against a brick wall that looks like there's snow and ice on it, but I'm sure those are all artificial effects. For these ambush editorial campaigns, the logo is on full display. It's consistent every time. Each photo has an avant-garde aesthetic. There's diverse representation. Each campaign features a model of a different ethnicity and even includes some kind of non-human character. All of this exudes inclusiveness and creativity, resulting in an imaginative brand image. None of these photos fully feature any of the subject's eyes. This one is just hands. For Amiri, the Amiri logo is consistently sized and is the same gray/off-white color in each photo. Each image exudes this coastal luxury lifestyle. There's diverse representation. The vibe is extremely high-end and expensive, but casual. These guys are just chilling. Artistic direction, color palette, and color grading is consistent across all 4 of these. There's a youthful appeal and showcases an aspirational lifestyle. This was a spring-summer collection. The light, airy clothing and seaside setting are congruent with spring and summer. Miu Miu also has the logo prominently featured and consistently sized. There's diverse representation here as well. Each photo gives off a youthful and edgy vibe, which is pretty consistent with Miu Miu's ethos. Each photo has a consistent artistic style. The models are all showing confidence and nonchalance. The variety of outfits here showcases the brand's range, ultimately positions Miu Miu as modern, sophisticated, and diverse. For these Prada photos, you can see the consistent Prada logo throughout. There's bold color contrast in all of these photos. The styling and poses feel luxury. Each image has a distinct mood and setting, diverse representation again, and has a contemporary edge despite being a legacy fashion house. The focus with these is obviously on the accessories, which make the most money. The inclusion of a celebrity like Tom Holland is great for connecting with a younger audience. Okay, next we have editorial video, and at the very top here, I have my own brand's editorial video. These are from 2022, but they're 4K. They look great. They're edited, shot, directed by AD. I'll link all the photographers and videographers that I work with in the description. This was the main campaign, the main editorial campaign, and then I also had a behind-the-scenes editorial video that I'll show you as well. So this is the behind-the-scenes editorial video. This is also featured as the banner on my website. I'm in love with this video. It's my favorite piece of content from the entire season 1 rollout. It feels super natural and showcases all of my awesome friends that I got to work with for the whole day. And it shows candid moments between them, dapping each other up. It's edited phenomenally. Here's another example of an awesome horizontal YouTube lookbook campaign that represented very recently. The campaign is called Godspeed. It's for their Fall/Winter 24 collection. They also made this more understated video for the Owners Club stamp collection. This video is much shorter, more casual, and extremely well branded. For Prada's Fall/Winter 2024 campaign, they decided to feature a ton of models, and it also tells a story, and there's a lot of ongoing dialogue between these characters. It keeps you engaged pretty much the entire time. Then a little bit more of a different aspect from Prada for their Linea Rosa line, which is their sportswear line. This is extremely art directed, color graded, features a high profile actor, Jake Gyllenhaal, features clips on set in a studio and footage of him on a boat. Several locations for that shoot, complicated, probably had a huge team. That's not super realistic for a brand like mine, but understanding the dynamics around how those shoots come to life is inspiring and is giving me lots of thoughts about how I can do something similar within my own budget and my own network. Rude did an amazing campaign film for their Lamborghini collaboration. It's super clean, it features quite a few locations, but captures this essential California aesthetic and vibe. It's super aspirational. People want to chill at the beach, they want to wear expensive clothes, they want to drive nice cars. Amiri's pre-fall 2023 campaign is pretty short. It's only 35 seconds, but it really gets the job done. Super art directed, color graded. All the shots are consistent. The models look great. It makes you wish that you were in this campaign or at the beach or hanging out with these people or wearing these clothes. It's selling a vibe, it's selling a lifestyle, and it's selling the clothes all in one. So those were some horizontal videos. Now let's look at some vertical videos, starting with this video from Rude. This is a classic editorial vertical video. It showcases the clothing on the model, but it's not just in a white cyclorama. This video is also amazing. This is specifically for the Lamborghini collaboration, which is why it has its own color grading. I've noticed with Rude, separate campaigns are shot maybe on different cameras. They have different color grading, but at the end of the day, it still looks like Rude. They also do these great behind the scenes videos, and it's just giving you a little bit of a taste inside the everyday of these people and how they work. Prada makes these amazing vertical product showcases that really just highlight the products and the lighting. It's like their e-commerce shoot turned into something that could go on a blog or in a magazine. Same kind of vibe here, close-up shots on the model, very simple background. B-roll, okay, we haven't seen that yet. Some random B-roll probably from a stock library somewhere that Prada used. There's no way that they hired some underwater videographer for this TikTok video. Or maybe they did, but that would probably create some annoying logistics. This video tells a story. We have the model on the phone. He's reading a book. What is he reading? Who's he talking to? Piques your curiosity, but just gets the job done. It's art directed, color palette looks great, and it's only 10 seconds long. This example from Ambush is one of my favorite in this whole video. They take a simple e-commerce shoot with a white cyclorama, have the model jump up and down, and they slow it down. It's amazing. It's only 10 seconds long, but it's so catchy. I could watch this 100 times in a row. They didn't have to go and spend extra budget on more locations. They did this right in the photo studio. Super simple, super easy, amazing. Here's another ambush example. This is for a collab between two brands, more white cyclorama content, then art-directed content in different locations. Boom, brand logos. Okay, so that's editorial. Now let's discuss lifestyle content. The goal of the lifestyle shots is to world build, sell the lifestyle, and tell a story. Here's a little mood board of lifestyle photos that I came up with. The vibe I picked was paparazzi, but stealth. There's an emphasis on vulnerable and intimate moments and locations, with pictures taken by civilians that just happen to stumble upon a celebrity in the wild. So no mob with lots of camera flashing. Some of the examples: a girl sitting in the car covering her face, models hopping out of an SUV after a night out, sunglasses on, cup in hand, probably faded, model hanging out with friends at a low-key restaurant or bar, leaving a high-end restaurant. This looks like a sneak picture where someone puts their phone up really quick to try and snap a picture of this guy, and that's why it's blurry. NBA fit pics, edgy girl hanging out of the car, smoking a cigarette. This feels just dangerous if I could put one word to describe it. Candid photo of a celebrity entering the garage of a private apartment. K-pop idol about to go on stage. Models and athletes wearing sunglasses, candidly walking and just minding their own business. All of these photos can tell a story, like I've just described, which allows me to imagine myself in their position. Here's some really good vertical video examples of lifestyle content. Here they wove a narrative into the video. You can see this couple is hanging out, they're wearing the clothes from the brand, and then they're running away from someone. It adds a little bit of drama, makes it more interesting than just a video of this couple walking on the street. Elwood also does some couple style content. This one is super simple. This is just highlighting the products. Here's some moody art-directed content in a city with some far zoom. The brand Broken Planet makes lifestyle content showcasing them in the club, at events, throwing events, partying, building a community, hanging out with their fans. It just gives you the sense that if you wear this brand, you're going to have cars and money and partying and cool friends. Ambush's lifestyle content is all about their events and community. As you can see here, this is a on-the-street interview style with BTS iPhone clips in the club, but edited and art-directed, but then highlights specific members of the community as well. The people that come to the events, the people that wear the clothes, and the people that represent the culture. Now I want to talk about the founders of these brands. I'm going to look at their Instagrams and showcase some of the content that they post. So the Heaton brothers, the founders of Represent, are extremely consistent. Their profile pictures are the same and match. They have matching bios. They post a lot of the same photos. All the photos are edited the same. The color palettes, the lighting are consistent. Both of these guys do a lot of YouTube content. George is doing big podcast features like Diary of a CEO. They also do explainer style videos in their new LA store, trying on clothes from the new collection, talking about it, having a laugh. Here is behind the scenes day in the lifestyle content that puts you in the shoes of the founder. While George focuses a lot on fitness content, his brother Michael focuses a lot on design content related specifically to the products and the details of each collection. As you can see here, Mike did both of these behind the brand episodes. The first short form content example I have for George is some more fitness content, him looking like a friggin' beast. In my opinion, if George Heaton wants to take Represent 247, which is their athletic brand, to the heights of brands like Nike and Adidas, he needs to position himself as an authority in the athletic space. And this is definitely reflected by his dedication to fitness and sharing fitness-related content. The guy just goes absolutely crazy. He goes as hard as any of the big elite athletes. He also showcases an aspirational lifestyle, pulling up in a sweet car to his LA mansion. They also will take YouTube content and then repurpose it for Instagram. Yoon, the owner and creative director at Ambush, has a much more diverse Instagram style. We have candid selfie photos. We have iPhone photos of her at the club. We have Ambush campaigns that she's in, and this is a Dunkin' Donuts collab. We have selfies, more iPhone style photos, New Jeans wearing Ambush, so this is a huge celebrity feature, and then Charlie XCX, huge celebrity feature as well. Yoon makes very professional business content on YouTube. She does digital workshops, very educational, and then she does full interviews breaking down collaborations. She's open about her process as a brand owner and creative director and educates aspiring creatives. For vertical content, it's a lot of selfie style, vlogging style, day in my life content. and the videos of her connecting with the community. This was an official collab with Nike. Domenico Formichetti, the owner and creative director of PDF, is also one of my favorite founders right now. He posts lifestyle content on a boat, chilling, campaigns from his brand, him hanging out with Drake at Drake's house. I'm pretty sure this is Drake standing on the staircase right there. Showcases products before they drop, him hanging out with celebrities again. This is him and Lil Yachty showcasing another product. He's big on showcasing his work and his designs while hanging out with really high profile people. Couldn't find any American or English interviews with him because he is Italian, but he's active in the Italian clothing brand culture and does frequent talk shows and interviews on YouTube. For short form, he posts professional videos showcasing his process and candid videos related to what he does in his free time. Luigi Villaseñor, the founder and creative director of Rude, is all about the luxury lifestyle. High profile people like Jay-Z, hanging out at a mansion, product showcase, drinking wine in Europe in the back of a car with a chauffeur. He's big on the wine. He's often featured on culturally relevant YouTube channels like Idea Generation. He does interviews and posts vertical videos living a lavish lifestyle, which is in sync with the brand Rude. The same way that George Heaton has to become an authority of athletics in order to sell athletic products, Luigi needs to be an authority in luxury lifestyles to sell a luxury lifestyle. He also takes YouTube long-form content and repurposes it for Instagram. Okay, that was about 150 pieces of content that we just broke down on this video. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment. I'm replying to all of the comments. I'd love to talk with everyone. If you learned something new, please like and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.